take out my little Tajima. Been in business, made in Japan, been in business since 1909, so. I didn't count, but that wasn't very long at all. Okay, well, you Mr. Tajima here. You have to grip down here. Remember where the end of your fingers are, so I like to cup my fingers over. Okay, and again, that didn't take any time at all. I got my little Milwaukee M12 jigsaw for doing this sort of thing, so we'll go ahead and use it. One thing I'm going to try to do is get close to the line, but not that close. I'm going to stay on this side of the line, the high side. There. Taking another one of my little Japanese tools, a little rasp. You can get these from Chuck down at Duckworks, in either the file kind, or they've got the handle that uses a different same idea, but it's got a handle. It acts like a plane on it, so you go like this. And I need to get one of those things. But here I was a little off. It took me a while down in here to realize that there was an arrow on the front of the little plastic plate that keeps it from ripping out. I got something better for that. We'll come back. The other thing I'll use is my low angle slot plane to get over, clean up the edges too. And you want to remember when you're going, check the grain, and because I'm going down this way and the grain's going that way, you want to go in this direction. If I'm going back in that direction, I have a chance to lift the grain and rip it. And on the other side, you want to go the other direction. You want to, on the bow end, you want to come back this direction. So I'm happy here. I got one thing I want to do. Let me go get the saw. The other thing I want to do, I always, before I unclamp them, while I still have them like this together, is on each of the station cut lines along the rail, the upper side, I take my hacksaw and put a little mark in. About 1/8 of an inch, 3/16, something like that. Those are, can you see what I'm doing? I call these station line cut marks. And and this is what I mean. Just take a hacksaw and right along the station cut mark. You'll put the station line cut mark in on the station line. So then when you build the boat and it's wired together, you know exactly that this point from the transom, when it's squared up, is same distance from the end as that point on the other, from panel to panel. We'll show that later. Let me go ahead and finish the rest of these. One of the things that I forgot to do when I had the nails over here, and I actually probably should have done it before I cut the bow. I get in such a hurry building these things that you want to check what I call the arc length. And so we're going to, I'm going to measure this point right there. And then the distance right at the bow, this cut here. Now I should have laid out the bottom first and got the arc length of it first. I show in the plans you can either lay out the tape wherever I put it at. How did I put it? Either lay out the tape along the outside and measure it, or else you can measure your batten, which I've done. Now I just need to figure out where I put my measuring tape. Like I said before, you can stick it on the outside and measure that way, or else I've got the, you can either use a tape while the nails are in place to measure the arc length the same way as, you know, you bend it around the nails. Or on this case, I've taken and put some masking tape and marked that location. So same on the transom and the bow. So now I'll figure out what that is, because this arc length along the bottom of the side panels needs to be at least a quarter of an inch, even, or a quarter of an inch longer than the arc of the bottom panel. And so we've got it's like 89 5/8. And I'll write that down. Okay. Now the nails can come out. And I'm sorry I didn't do this correctly, but it should come out. If not, the epoxy and tape and everything covers it all up. Never fear. Press onward. I'll go ahead and use my draw saw on the bottom here. Feel underneath. You haven't got anything valuable down there. I think this thing cuts as fast as the jigsaw does. And a hell of a lot more accurate, I'll tell you. Again, watch where your fingers are so they don't get here and get cut. There. Perfecto. Okay. I'm going to do the other one off camera. Now that we've got all the panels cut out, it's time to do some marking. I'm going to do the marking before I put the bevels in, but you take your square and set it at 3/8. That will be the drill where we'll drill the holes from the edge, and just run it along. And then the other one you'll do will be set at 1 inch, and that'll be for the edge of the 2-inch tape. And then you'll set this guy again at 1.5 inches, and then that'll be the edge of the 3-inch tape that we'll apply. So you got the 3/8, 1 inch, and inch, or 3/8 for the drill lines, the 1 inch back for the edge of the 2-inch tape, because it's going to flop up. It makes it easier to align and keep it straight, and then 1.5 inches set back for the 3-inch tape. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these off camera, but I'm going to do this on the bow and transom edges, and then along the bottom on both sides. I'll flip this panel set over and do the same thing on the other side. So I'll come back when that's done, and I come in and we'll bevel the edges real quick. Well, as you can see here, the 3 lines, I got them all the way down and around, so now it's time to put in my bevels. These will be the inside faces, and so we want to put a slight bevel, 45. You can do it that way, or if you don't have a low angle plane, you can do them this way, and I actually prefer doing it with the rasp. Let me go ahead and do everything, and then we'll come back and probably close this one out. Well, we have our 2 panels. All the lines are in. The station line cuts are in. This one doesn't have station lines, but it has the station line cut marks along the top edge. It's got the bottom lines on both sides. We don't drill on the now. We'll drill for the wires when we assemble these to the bottom panel. The bottom panel will be drilled previous to construction, so that'll come up next, and we probably got enough material here for this one episode. I'm going to let it run long, and I'm also almost out of battery too, so until we see you the next time, sayonara.